and it is estimated that 4 million dogs are bred in puppy mills each year. According to the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, there are over 6,000 federally licensed breeding kennels in the United States. The amount of unlicensed kennels in this country are unknown, but are thought to be in thousands. These are frightening statistics for these poor animals. These animals live in horrific conditions. Dogs raised in these commercial kennels are filthy with matted fur, rotting teeth, and spend their lives in wire cages. These dogs do not ever come out of their cages to run or play, and most have never touched grass before. They do not have any contact with humans and sometimes have up to 10 dogs piled in one cage. Female dogs are bred over and over until they cannot produce anymore, and then they are usually killed. There are just a few examples of what these dogs go through when living in a puppy mill. I believe with everyone's help we can combat this enormous problem. I'm going to explain the problem and will show you how you can be part of the solution. The largest contributor for puppy mills is a pet shop. According to prisonerofbreed.org, 90% of the puppies sold in pet stores come from commercial breeders. There is no true definition of a puppy mill. Prisonersofbreed.org defines puppy mills as anyone who breeds dogs with profit as the main motivation and without consideration for the health and well-being of the dogs. The mass production of puppies is dependent on the public buying puppies in a pet store. The state and federal governments do not enforce the laws to protect the dogs that are sold in the pet stores. In addition, the standards the government has imposed are little more than requiring water, food, and shelter. These commercial breeders and brokers have huge, well-funded lobby efforts that protect them. Breeders, brokers, and pet stores ensure maximum profits by not spending money for proper food, housing, or veterinary care. At puppy mills, dogs are bred for quantity, not quality, so unmonitored genetic defects and personality disorders that are passed on from generation to generation are common. This situation results in high veterinary bills for people who buy these dogs and the possibility that unsociable or maladjusted dogs will be disposed of by their unprepared owners. The USDA is supposed to monitor and inspect kennels to ensure that they are not violating the housing standards of the Animal Welfare Act, but kennel inspections are a low priority. In the U.S., there are more than 1,000 research facilities, more than 2,800 exhibitors, and 4,500 dealers that are supposed to be inspected each year. Now it is time to talk about what you can do to end the misery of these animals. If people stopped buying puppies from the pet store, the demand would end and the pet stores would stop buying from commercial kennels, thus end puppy mills. Each puppy purchased from a pet store, a backyard breeder, or via the internet serves as industry with no conscience. Thousands of unwanted animals of all ages and breeds are euthanized at pounds and shelters every day. The nation's largest puppy broker is in Hunt Corporation in Missouri, which also exports dogs overseas. The company has been linked to numerous negligent pet stores and breeders and has sponsored American Kennel Club meetings. The USDA has loaned the company more than $4 million for expansion and upgrades in recent years. Taxpayer money being used to bring more misery to dogs and puppies. The most important solution to end puppy mills is to stop buying puppies from the pet store. Doing so will put companies such as Hunt Corporation out of business, and there will be no need for pet stores. You should not buy a puppy from any place that does not allow you to see its entire facility and meet the mother of the puppy. Also, protest the pet store that you have researched and found out information where they buy their puppies. There are groups all over the country protesting pet stores every weekend. We also need to advocate for stricter laws that breeders must follow. Writing a letter to your state or any state will let the legislators know that something needs to be done for these animals and we are willing to fight for them. Research the states with the most puppy mills. If we continue to do nothing, these animals will continue to suffer in these ways. At the end, we all do our part to help and save these animals from a horrible life. These animals deserve the right to know what love is and to be part of a family. The dogs are prisoners of greed. They are locked in small cages. They freeze in the winter and swelter in the summer. The dogs never get out of their prisons. They are bred over and over again until they die. Many of the dogs are injured in fights that occur in the cramped cages from which there is no escape. There is no life for a loving animal that just wants to be held, played with, and given a warm home to love. These animals cannot speak up, so we must fight for them. So here are a few ways we can fight for animal rights. This is a major issue in our country. We all need to do our part in getting the information out there about commercial kennels and pet stores. I urge you to spread the word to whoever will listen to not buy puppies from a pet store. If you're looking to make a puppy part of your family, adopt a pet. Check your local shelters first. Not only will you be saving a life, but you will ensure that your money is not going to support a puppy mill. There are many dogs waiting for homes and shelters all across the country, and an estimated 1 in 4 is a purebred. Inform your states and federal legislators that you are distributed by the inhumane treatment of dogs in puppy mills, and would like to see legislation passed that ensures that all animals bred to be pets are raised in healthy conditions. Tell your friends about the treatment of dogs in the puppy mills. Speaking out to everyone you know will help to raise awareness. This will help to spread the word so when someone is looking for a pet, a puppy, the local shelter or responsible breeders are where they should be supporting. There is not one person that I have spoken to after my research that is not horrified by the conditions of these dogs, and they immediately want to know how to stop this. Help stop this, support your local shelter, spread the word, together we can make a difference.